warm welcome to all of you. Welcome to Standard 1 students. I am Shweta Mishra and I am going to teach you science today. So before that I would like to say to all of you that please watch this video as many times as you want, and if you are having any doubts please note it down and ask your class teachers about it, and they will solve the problems there in your class. And please attend all the online classes that are being held, because it is very important for all of you to attend it and do your classes regularly and be present, because attendance are also very important. As you all know that in online classes also 75% of attendance is compulsory, so please do attend the classes. So today students, in science we are going to study our chapter number 10, that is keeping safe. As you all know, in this chapter we have studied about different safety rules that should be followed and how we can keep ourselves safe from danger, from accidents, from injuries. So in this chapter we are going to do the same thing. So before that we are going to study the definitions. Okay, today we are going to revise the definitions that we have already done of this chapter. So let's start with the definitions. Okay, moving on to the first ones, that is first is safety. To avoid getting hurt is called safety. What is safety? To avoid getting hurt is called safety. Now what happens that whenever we are in trouble, what do? We stop getting we be careful, we be alert, and when we are not getting into troubles, that is what we call as safety. Next is safety rules. Rules that keep us safe are called safety rules. Safety rules that keep us safe are called safety rules. Now there are different safety rules that are made so that we should follow them and we should not get hurt. Okay, so these safety rules, they keep us safe from getting any injuries or accidents, so we should follow them. Okay, next one is queue. A line of people waiting for something is called queue. Queue, a line of people waiting for something is called queue. Next one is trip. To catch the foot against something so as to fall is called trip. Trip, to catch the foot against something so as to fall is called trip. Okay, so whenever we have a stone in front of it and our foot gets against it and we fall down, so that is known as trip, when we fall down. Okay, moving on to the next definitions, let's see, that is footpath. A place alongside the road meant for people to walk is called footpath. It is also known as pavement. What is footpath? A place alongside the road meant for people to walk is called footpath. It is also known as pavement. Next one is first aid. Immediate treatment given to an injured person is called first aid. What is first aid? Immediate treatment given to an injured person is called first aid. Next one is first aid box. A box that contains medicines for first aid is called first aid box. First aid box, a box that contains medicines for first aid is called first aid box. Now this box is having all the medicines that are necessary for the first aid, for example Dettol, bandage, and all these things. Okay, and what is first aid? Whenever someone gets hurt, okay, and we put Dettol to that wound, or if we are having fever we take a medicine. So the medicines that we take immediately is known as the first aid, or the Dettol that we put to the injured person is known as first aid. Okay, so that is the immediate treatment that we are giving them. Okay, so these are the definitions which you all are going to learn. Sorry. Now moving on to the next, that is today's work is we are going to learn safety rules that should be followed in the playground or in the swimming pool. So now starting with the safety rules that should be followed in the playground. Okay, because it is very important to understand what are the safety rules that we should follow them, because all of you are going to learn it and write it in your copy as well. So let's start with the first one. Never push others on slides or swings. It's not only that we should not push anyone from slides or swings, we should not push anyone from anywhere. Okay, because when we push others, what happens that they may fall down and get hurt, so we should not push others on slides or swings. Okay, moving on to the next one, let's see, that is Never play on wet swings or slides as you may slip and get hurt. Never play on wet swings or slides as you may slip and get hurt. Now what happens that when we are playing on a wet swing or slide, first of all the slides are already slippery. Okay, and when it is wet it becomes more slippery. So when we are playing on a wet swing or slide, what happens that we lose our balance. Okay, we are not able to control ourselves and we lose our balance, and what happens is that we fall down and we might get a severe injury. So never play on wet swings or slides as it is very dangerous. Okay, now moving on to the next one, let's see, that is do not push others while running, playing, etc. Now what happens when we are pushing others? If we are pushing others, they may get a severe injury. Okay, it's not that we should never push them while running only or while playing only. We should never push them anywhere, not even on stairs, not even on road, nothing. Because when we are pushing them, what happens is that they may lose their balance, they may fall down and get severe injuries. So we should not push them. Do not push others while running, playing, etc. Do not push others while running, playing, etc. So moving on to the next point, let's see, that is always inform your parents before going out. Always inform your parents before going out. Now whenever you are going outside the house, what you should do is you should inform your parents, because they will be worried about you, that where have you gone, and there are so many dangers outside, and if you are in any danger, they'll be the one to come and fetch you out, and they will be the one to rescue you from any danger. So we should always inform our parents whenever we are going outside our home, and we should inform that where we are going. Okay, so it's very important to do these things. Okay, so always inform your parents before going out. Now let's study the safety rules in swimming pool, the safety rules that should be followed in a swimming pool. Okay, so moving on to the first one, that is always go for swimming with an adult. Always go for swimming with an adult. Now we all know that we don't know how to swim, right? And when we are going to swim, we should always go with an adult, so that we can swim and we will not be in any danger. So whenever you are going for swimming, you should always go with an adult who will look after you, who will take care of you. Maybe that adult can be your father, your mother, your uncle, your aunt, anyone. Okay, or your elder brothers and sisters who are capable enough of swimming themselves. So we can go with an adult. Okay, or maybe the swimming instructor, the people who train how to swim. So you can go out with them, and whenever you are going, you should always use a swimming tube also. Moving on to the next point, that is do not swim in deep water, as deep water is very dangerous. We should never go into the deep water or swim in a deep water. Okay, so we should always swim on the shallow water, the area where there is low water, less water. Okay, we should always swim in a place there is less water, and we should never go into deep waters because they may be very dangerous, and we should never go into and swim deep waters because maybe we can drown ourselves. We should not go there. Okay, so moving on to the next point, that is, let's see, we should always use a swimming tube. Now why we should use a swimming tube? Swimming tubes keep us safer in water. Okay, it prevents us from drowning in the water. So what should we do is we should always use a swimming tube whenever we are going for swimming. Understood? As it protects us from drowning. Okay, so you all are not knowing how to swim, so the beginners should definitely use a swimming tube. So let's see the point again. We should always use a swimming tube. Okay, and the next point is, let's see, never run around the pool as it is wet and slippery. Never run around the pool as it is wet and slippery, as you all are knowing that when we are sorry, when we are in the swimming pool, the area near the swimming pool is always wet because people are going inside the water, coming out of the water. So that makes the area more wet and it becomes slippery. So when we run around the swimming pool, what happens that we may fall down, we may slip and fall down. So we should never run around the swimming pool. because it is wet and it is slippery, and we can fall down and have an severe injury. So we should never do that. Okay, so this is the points that you should learn and write in your copy. So I hope everyone understood this. Thank you everyone and have a great day. Thank you.